I paused at this point during the build so I could show you a couple things and mention a couple things about building the Tamiya XV-01. First of all, it's been a good 10 hours of me building. Just because, you know, normally with the aftermarket parts they don't come with instructions, so you gotta make sure you put all the washers in the right place. Sometimes you miss parts, or you swear they're not in the kit, or you just get misplaced. So it's taken about 10 hours to get to where I'm at right now. And the reason why I'm pausing right here is because I wanted to show you just how awesome the upgrades are. So these are the aluminum shocks and the aluminum front turnbuckles and C-hubs and the upgraded Beefy dog bones. So it looks pretty good. Got the Castle Creations 4600 motor in there. If it doesn't have enough top end, I might move to the 5700. Got the Castle Creations Sidewinder 3 in there, and I've got the Traxxas. So if you guys are ever looking for something and you have a big collection, get these Traxxas servos. They're great. But you can see, I mean, the upgrade just looks so sweet. But also now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the settings on the Sidewinder 3 and use the instructions to figure out the best settings for the vehicle. That way I want to get the most top speed while still having some of the power, and also I want to make sure the brakes are set up correctly so I don't just have a full stop, but I have like a ramp down brake and things like that. Also installed a LiPo battery under here with a Dean's connector. The thing weighs a lot actually, and I'm kind of a little bit concerned about that when I put on like the exhaust port or put on the light kit, and also put on what's the other thing? Light port, exhaust kit, and oh, the Sense sound system. So depending on how heavy this is and how much power I have, I might actually take those out of the build, because I am going to use this as a basher, and there's no sense in beating up $100 piece of equipment just because I want to jump this off of a ramp. So I still have yet to decide what to do with that. But anyways, the next phase is programming all of this and then getting the rest of the bits and pieces on. Yeah, and then I'm going to install the killer body mounts so that I can get a really good look with this body on it. So hopefully that'll end up coming together rather nicely. Also, I want to be able to adjust it in case I want to do the basher body, which also will end up looking pretty sweet. Got to glue the tires, got to do all that stuff. Let me think if there's anything I should mention about the build that was a little bit tricky. Oh, on the spur gear, the bolts that go into the spur gear, you don't want to tighten them too tight because they'll actually rub up against this aluminum plate. So make sure you don't over tighten there. I have little bits of aluminum all over the place because I tested it and it scraped up the aluminum a little bit. Not going to affect the handling or power or anything like that. I absolutely hate doing turnbuckles. You have to turn them the same way on both sides. They never supply a tool that works well enough. If you guys have any comments about how to do that simply, please leave them in the comments below, because I always dread doing those turnbuckles. Let's see if there's anything else. No, I think that's it. So I'm going to get back to work. I'm definitely going to be getting everything dialed in and then putting the rest of the pieces on, and I'll check in a little bit. Okay, so here we are. I wanted to pause and show you where I'm at. Now I've chosen the wheels I want to use. I didn't go with the white, I went with the black because I think the black's going to look a lot sicker when I swap the bodies out. Also, I noticed that this cowl right here on the top, it wants you to screw the screws from the inside out. I'm actually going to remove that. I have to take the whole piece off and put them from the top down. In fact, I might even leave this off, because leaving it off will allow me to connect the LEDs and the smoke machine and the Sensa if I'm going to use that. So I'm actually going to remove this piece altogether. But I think overall it looks like it's really, really tough looking. It looks like I could beat the living crap out of it without damaging it. And I think that's why I bought this, is I wanted to have a scale looking 10 scale car that was rally, that could go off-road, because I wasn't going to take any of my TT-01s or TT-02s off-road. And I'm kind of bored of the Traxxas Slash, so I wanted to go with this, and I thought it was going to be a little bit weak, but it's really not. It's really, really strong, and it looks really, really great. So if you compare the two looks, basically we have this is the look of the Subaru. So you can see that's going to look pretty cool. I don't know if this body is going to work because it looks too street. I might have to rally it up to get it to really look cool, but it kind of rides high. But anyway, I think for the first body mount, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this body because this is what I want to go bash. And the Killer Body aluminum alloy stealth body mounts from asiatees.com. These actually have little measuring units on it, which is pretty cool. And it has it on both of them. Also, when you mount them, it'll give you some extra real estate to mount other electronics and whatnot. I'm hoping it'll leave enough space for the smoke machine and the Sensa, but who knows, maybe I won't even use them. But anyway, I thought I'd stop here because at this point we've got the basic build, and now it's just about fitting the body post and then getting the body on there and getting out and bashing. So I'm gonna get back to work. Okay, so the Killer Body kit comes with these awesome instructions that shows you how to mount it to sort of like a generic chassis. The sizes are very different here on this chassis, so I had to modify it pretty heavily to get it to work. In fact, I didn't end up using these front end pieces because the two original posts were so close together, I literally could just mount them directly on top of the plastic studs. I had to figure out how much I needed to trim it. In this case, it's pretty much all the way to the bottom. Then I drilled a hole into the plastic and I mounted just a regular machine screw to the actual support. Now in the back, it's pretty much straightforward, except for that instead of mounting these on the inside of these vertical brackets, you're mounting it to the outside. So it's pretty simple. So the Killer Body will work on the XV-01 with a little bit of modification. Now, remember I told you guys I wanted to bash this, so the reason why I'm not going with this awesome Killer Body is because I don't know that I can make it look cool enough as a high riser like that. You see, so I've got a lot of clearance there because I know the California desert is dry and has a lot of big rocks. So I think this translates better into rally. So it looks more like a four-wheel drive vehicle. So I'm going to set that up. Okay, so I'm going to try to get this lined up perfect. That's right up against there. That's pretty good. Back. Looks pretty even. I'm just gonna push down. Hope it gets a good little bite. Alright, so there you have it. My four-wheel drive looking Subaru. So I'm gonna do the rest and I'm gonna check back with you guys in a few more minutes. Alright, now here we have it. Sits high because I wanted to have a really good clearance on the rocky, dusty terrain in Southern California. Check out this setup, it's so cool. Magnetic Killer Body mounts. You can see how I ultimately installed the ESS1 Sensa sound unit just with a couple of ties, utilizing the back of the Killer Body mount, so that's not going anywhere. All the cables run down through the throttle basically, and then we have the light cable here, so it's a real clean setup. There's not a lot going on, not a lot of crazy wires. My on-off switch is right here. So all I'm going to do is plug it into the lights, snap it down, nice and sturdy. I'm going to turn on the DX4S, and I had to calibrate the ESS1. So you can see the lights are working. It's got left, right, and actually the AVC technology, you can see it moving the wheels, correcting it in real time. Can you guys see that? I'll be interested to see how this actually works because I'm a pretty good driver without it. You can turn it off just by using this button right here. Boop. And then you can actually adjust the amount of AVC it has. I think there's 2 levels. And then 2, and it's done. So on-the-fly AVC technology is really cool. Now when I go to start it up, oh yeah. So it'll just idle there, and actually I can change the volume by pushing the plus button on the inside. is sick. I cannot wait to get out and rage this thing. Now you'll probably notice I decided not to use the smoke kit. I'll use that on one of my drift cars because I think there's going to be enough dust being picked up by this vehicle here. So well, the only step left to do is go out and bash it. Well, there you have it. The kit build of the Subaru Arai XV-01 with the ESS1 Sensa sound kit and AVC technology from Spectrum. Remember, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, leave it in the comments below. I love talking to you guys. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Anyways, I'm Read Your Mind. UrbanRcLA. I'm out of here.